Mike Allen of the West Memphis Police Department. Today's date is June the 16th, 1993. Presently in the Detective Division of the Police Department with a Brandy Wilson, who is 12 years old, and her mother, Penny Cummins. They reside at 616 Baylor in West Memphis, Arkansas. It's been brought to my attention from another officer, Don Bray, that you may have knowledge in reference to this homicide that we're working involving the Byers branch and more. I don't know if I mentioned the time. The time is now 3 o'clock p.m. Brandy, if you would just explain to me, I understand that you overheard or heard a conversation at the skating ring here in West Memphis. Can you explain exactly who it was that you overheard and what you overheard?
Well, Damien Eccles was sitting next to me, and my sister was sitting next to me also on the other side, but she wasn't listening. She was talking to her other friend, and I was listening to his conversation, and him and Jason were sitting at the table together with,
Okay, now when
Dominique and Jason's girlfriend, I think.
Okay, now Jason, who are you referring to when you say Jason?
I don't know, or it might have been one of the boys who did it, but he looks just like him.
Okay.
They told me Jason, my sister did.
Okay, and this Damien, did you know of his name also?
Yeah, because I heard it from Jennifer Pewfall. She told me at school and stuff.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen the TV and newspapers. This person you're referring to is Jason, and this person you're referring to is Damien. Have you seen them on TV or in the newspapers? Is this the same?
Damien Eccles, I knew who he was before they even showed his name on the screen. It showed 3 pictures, and my mom asked me which one was it, and I pointed at him before it even showed his name.
Okay, what color hair did the one that you're calling Damien have?
Black hair.
Okay.
Black.
As far as, do you know what kind of clothing that he was wearing that night?
I don't remember. He was wearing dark clothing, and he had on a devil's sign necklace.
Go ahead with what you heard.
Well, I was sitting down there, and Dominique was sitting next to him. I was sitting right here, and the chairs are arranged to where there's like four halves of a chair, like...
Okay, you talking about a table and it's got...
Well, no, it was a round table. It's a round table.
Okay, it's a round table?
Yeah, and it has...
Does it get like chairs like this? Or?
Yeah, and my sister was sitting here, someone was standing here, my sister was talking to that person. And then I was sitting here, and Damien was sitting like right here, except they're a little bit closer. Damien was sitting here, and Dominic was sitting here, and I guess Jason was sitting here, and his girlfriend, and then some other people were turned around at the other tables that are over here.
Okay. Now this isn't out by the floor, this is up near the pool table refreshment stand area?
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
Okay. I was sitting there and was listening, and he said that he had something to do with these 3 boys. And him and Jason just started giggling and laughing. And
what exactly,
he said...
Who was he talking to at that time?
He was talking to Dominic and Jason. He was just like showing off that he did it. And I was listening this whole time, and my sister was holding me down, and she was talking to another person. I was listening this whole time, and he said that he had something to do with them, and that he did it.
Okay.
You know?
And did he ever talk directly to you, or is this something you just overheard?
I overheard him talking to Dominique and Jason and...
Was there was a girl there with Jason. Do you know who she was?
Jason, I'm not sure. I don't have any idea what her name was, but I think that it was Dominic with Damien because I've heard about her name and stuff, and Mr. Bray asked me what was her name, and I went over to my friend's house and we were just talking about it, and then she said Dominic is his girlfriend, so I assumed that it must be Dominic, because, unless he was...
Okay. This night that you were at the skating ring and heard this, do you know, in relationship to when they found the three little boys, do you know how long after that what night it was you were at the skating ring?
It was on a Friday night.
Was it on a Friday night?
Yes, sir. Because everybody always goes up there.
Okay. Do you know how long after they discovered the boys had been killed in relationship? Was it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really thinking about the time that they were found.
Okay. Did you tell your mother about what you had heard?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. When did you tell your mother about that?
A while later. I just forgotten all about it until a while later. Mr. Bray called my mom, and went up to my sister's school and talked to her, but she didn't hear it.
Your sister didn't hear it?
But there's lots of rumors that went around the high school, so...
Okay. When, Penny, your last name's Cummins, is that right? And you're Brandy's mother. When was it when you first, could you scoot your chair up just for the purpose of this will record?
The girls did say something about it the night that we come home, but they didn't say nothing about the kids or, nothing like that. Just like there were some weird boys there and a couple other things went on. But, we really all didn't talk about it or nothing until
Mr. Bray
called.
Okay. The night does she go to the skating ring quite often? Or?
Yeah, they go about every other weekend.
Okay.
But this was their first night they went to all night skate. It's
Okay.
the first time this.
Okay, when this conversation occurred, when would this have been? When she overheard this conversation?
Well, I don't believe the boys stayed in there all night, did they?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I got away since Carrie let me go.
Well, did they stay in the all-night skate or did they leave at 11?
I don't know.
See, my oldest daughter, she would know.
So as far as in relationship to this Friday night being in relationship to after the murders, do you know if it would have been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
This was 2 days after the murder.
This was 2 days?
2 days.
Okay. All right. And so this would have been, if the murders would found the body, say, on the 6th, then this, which would have been on a Thursday, then this would have been on the 7th, on Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what day or anything Don Bray may have contacted you?
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, he told me.
Well, let's see, they found the boys, 2 days after. It was a month later that they arrested the boys. They hadn't arrested the boys yet.
Okay. Now, how did Don get a hold of as far as I'm assuming that he possibly got the information from members or whatever going
I don't
around
have
school.
any idea. He never did tell us.
Okay.
He never did.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
But as far as mention that to someone else in school that might have got back to Mr. Bray that you overheard?
That might have been the only person I talked to.
Okay. This Jennifer Pewfall.
She said...
Did she go to school in Marion?
Yeah, she's in my same grade.
Okay. And do you know if she lives in Marion or West Memphis? You don't know? Okay. Does she know this Damien?
Well, she said her best friend is real good friends with him.
Okay. How old is this Jennifer? She's the same age as you?
Yeah, about 11, 12.
Okay. Have you heard anything from Jennifer, about anything that she knows about?
No, I just talked to her that one time, and she told me a whole bunch of rumors and a whole bunch of stuff her friend had told her.
Okay.
About the ear and the jar that he keeps locked on his door. So tell him, Brandy.
She said that her friend Damien told her friend that he keeps locks on his doors and he keeps people out. He doesn't let his parents in his room.
Okay. You were saying something about something in some jars or something.
They said a human ear and a testicle.
Okay. Okay, and this is something that you heard from a friend of you heard this from Jennifer Pewfall?
Yeah.
And how did Jennifer Pewfall know this?
From one of her friends. I don't know her friend's name.
From a friend of Jennifer's.
Yeah.
She heard this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her friend is supposedly friends with Damien. So.
Okay. All right. Do you know of anybody else that you feel like we might need to talk to, as far as anybody else that you have heard anything about? They may have overheard anything, or
I've heard stuff like that a couple other people were involved in it.
okay. Do you have any idea?
I know one of their names, L.G. Hollingsworth.
Okay. You heard that a guy named L.G. Hollingsworth was involved in it? Okay. Any other names?
There's another name, but you'd have to talk to my sister to see his name.
Okay. I'm going to complete this interview. Time now is approximately